Hi guys, what's going on? Alex here and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing a match preview on Coventry City versus Rangers in a pre-season friendly. Very excited for this one. Very gutted I can't be there. Obviously I've been to Ibrox before, most recently 2018 when they played Villarreal in an amazing 0-0 draw. And I mean, I've gone on record to say it was probably the best 0-0 draw I've ever seen anyway.
If you want to see that video, by the way, I'll leave a link in the description because it's honestly one of my favourite ones.
The Sky Blues will play their first game since March the 7th, which was a 1-0 away win at Portman Road against Ipswich Town. Since then, we've won League One because of the null and void, and it's all finished on points per game. Rangers, on the other hand, were again points per game, and they finished second in the Scottish Premiership last season. Being the Coventry's first friendly, Rangers have already played a few friendlies. They've won their first three against Lyon, Nice and Motherwell. Anías Hadji as well, scoring three of them goals in a 4-0 win over Motherwell and 2-0 wins over both Lyon and Nice. So Rangers have had a really good start. They've played some big sides like Lyon and Nice, and I don't really want to downgrade Motherwell, but they're just another Scottish Premiership team. But looking at things, it's going to be a very difficult game for the Sky Blues. Rangers signing, they've only really made one. Obviously, they did bring Hadji in from Genk back in January, and I think that deal was finalised in June. But John McLaughlin is the only signing they've made after Wes Foderingham has gone to Sheffield United after being released. So they needed a new second choice goalkeeper in John McLaughlin, who's come from League One side Sunderland. So Rangers haven't really made too much changes. I don't really think they needed to. I think they had a strong enough team. I think the team just needed to gel a bit. Obviously their goal is to win the Premier League this season, the Scottish Prem that is. So it's going to be a very long road for them, and for the Sky Blues it's very hard to compare a team that play in the top tier in a different country to a team that have just been promoted to the second tier in England. But I am very looking forward to this game. I don't know how Rangers are going to look at their first two games after Coventry. Obviously they've got Aberdeen in the league for the second year in a row away, first game of the season. So obviously they're going to want to pick up 3 points there, but they've got an away fixture at Bayern Leverkusen as well, which is going to be obviously a difficult game. Just before the lockdown, they were one of the most informed teams, not only in Germany, but in the world. So looking at Rangers going to that game, are they going to go there with full confidence, or are they going to kind of pass the Europa League on? It's not sure. It depends how serious they take it. If they do want to pursue a run in the Europa League, it could cost them in the Scottish Premiership. This is obviously the first meeting with Coventry and Rangers ever at Ibrox Park in front of absolutely no one, which is kind of gutting because it would have been a brilliant away day for the Sky Blues, and I love Ibrox as a stadium. The atmosphere, even for a friendly, I could imagine is really good. But obviously there's been some former players that have represented both teams, the likes of John Fleck, who's now at Sheffield United, Terry Butcher, Stephen Hughes, Colin Henry, Stephen Presley, Gail Bigaramana, but most recently Ryan Kent. Now, Ryan Kent joined the Sky Blues on loan from Liverpool, making 17 appearances and scored 1 goal. Since then, he went on loan to the likes of Barnsley, Bristol City, SC Freiburg, and he went on loan to Rangers last season. After a successful loan spell, he joined Rangers permanently at the start of last season, and he has scored in total 13 goals in 48 games for Rangers. So he's definitely one to look out for. Sky Blues fans already know he's a very skillful left winger. He's got a cracking left foot, and yeah, it's very exciting to see some former players. Obviously, he has had a spell with the Sky Blues. It was only a very short one between August and January, but it'd be very good to see him play against his former club. Also looking at a couple other key players for Rangers, you've got the goalkeeper Alan Mcgregor. He started at Rangers in 2001 and left in 2012 for Besiktas. After that, he went to Hull City, who were playing in the Premier League. He had a loan spell at Cardiff City before returning in 2012 for Rangers. He made a total of 266 appearances for Rangers, scoring a massive total of no goals because he's a goalkeeper. He also has 42 Scotland caps, and this is something I want to talk about very quickly. Do you think it's very weird that we have 2 Scottish centre-backs? We're playing our first pre-season game in Scotland for a very long time. I mean, I've wanted us to play an away game in Scotland for years. I think the last one we did was the season we were relegated to Livingston. Someone will correct me and say it wasn't that season, but I remember we played them in a friendly, and that was probably the last one. I've always wanted to go to Scotland to watch Coventry. unfortunately, we can't go to this game, and I think it's going to be very weird watching my team on the TV. I don't think I've done that for a while. People will say, "Oh, you watched Fleetwood, shut up." But I don't know, I think a massive reason we'll be playing this game could be for the Scotland scouts to look at Dominic Hyam and Michael Rose. Michael Rose is obviously well known in Scotland by the scouts and the youth system. He obviously played for Aberdeen. He didn't really see too much success. He then went to Ayr United and was promoted from the Scottish League One to the Scottish Championship, and the Sky Blues picked him up from there. I believe the scouts went there to look at another player who was a striker at Ayr United. However, they picked Michael Rose up because they felt like he'd fit into the squad a little bit better, and maybe he shone up a little bit more. And Michael Rose even said, quoting, that he didn't even think he had a good game the day Coventry City picked him up, but that was a brilliant signing. Again, Dominic Hyam, someone that, he came to Coventry and it looked like he hadn't got a chance at Portsmouth or Aldershot really, or anywhere else he'd been, and he came to Coventry, he was given that shot to play first team football, and we've seen him obviously shine as well. There's obviously recently been rumours for both of them players to be in the Scotland team, so maybe that's a good reason. The real question is, how much game time will both Michael Rose and Dominic Hyam get? Now, by the looks of things, the whole Coventry City squad has turned up. That could either be because we're planning on playing two teams at the Rangers game, or maybe they've got another fixture lined up behind closed doors for the younger players, the likes of Will Bapaga and, the second choice team, really, the under-23s team, to get some experience against a Scottish team. Maybe a Scottish League 1, Scottish League 2 side behind closed doors. But by the looks of things, the logical reason could be a two-team half. Maybe the Sky Blues can start a better team in the first half, or maybe it's mixed. Some first teamers in the first half, some first teamers in the second half. Who knows? But I think this could be a really, really good chance to get some international football for both Michael Rose and Dominic Hyam. Now we're playing in the Championship, it's not going to disrupt us too much, really, because we're going to have the international breaks. The only thing it is going to disrupt is how much game time both of them players are going to get for both them squads. Say if Michael Rose was to get into the Scotland team and played regular football, it could damage us. Maybe he got injured there, or, maybe the fitness. I don't doubt either player. I mean, I've seen both of them play a big number of games for the Sky Blues, so this could be a very, very good opportunity for two centre-backs to pursue their career and go over and play international football for Scotland over at Hampden Park. The reason why I can see this game has happened is maybe Coventry wanting to bring in a couple players from Rangers, maybe not first teamers, but the likes of Jamie Murphy, who was at Burton on loan last season, the likes of Ross McCurry, who was on loan at Portsmouth last season, or even Greg Stewart, who is a 30-year-old striker. He's previously played for the likes of Birmingham City, Cowden Beef, Dundee, and he's at Rangers at the moment. He's currently scored 3 goals in their 16 games he's made for them, but obviously he has championship experience, and I think Greg Stewart, he did only sign at the start of last season. However, I feel as if he is the sort of player that we could recruit for the Sky Blues. But I mean, if we don't bring anyone in, maybe I won't be surprised. There's a few academy players as well that Rangers have played in their previous friendlies against Lyon, Nice and Motherwell that maybe we could bring in on loan. Obviously, Rangers have quite a good academy, one of the best up in Scotland, so I wouldn't be surprised if we did bring any of their players in. I've got a little bit of a suspicious feeling as well. They'll be looking at Michael Rose, who's obviously a young Scottish centre-back. Do I think they'll get him? I mean, it all depends, doesn't it? It really does all depend, but I feel as if they'll be looking at him. Maybe not so much attacking. I think Rangers' attacking options are really, really good. They've got the likes of Ryan Kent, the likes of Alfredo Morales, Hadji. So, I don't really suspect that they're going to be looking at any of our attacking players at all. But I think the one that they're really going to be looking out for is the defender Michael Rose, who's been on the radar of a couple of other teams as well. So I think he'll stay. He's only been here a year, and he's already said, he likes playing football in England. Obviously, it's a different culture, and he's obviously had to move down here. So, yeah, I think that he's probably going to be one of the players that they're going to be looking out for. Another player that is very notable to talk about quickly is Alfredo Morales. He joined in 2017 and scored 44 goals in 91 appearances. A very young Colombian striker who came from HJK Helsinki. Impressed over there. He was one of them players over in Colombia, and he didn't really have many clips, and not many teams in Europe wanted to take a gamble. HJK Helsinki took that gamble. They brought him in on loan. He played 30 games, scored 16 goals, and they signed him on a full-time deal. Since then, he's been at Rangers, and he is a very, very deadly striker. He does get sent off from time to time. He does end up, you know, having a little scuffle with Scott Brown, but, you know, who really wouldn't? I think he's another player we should look out for. And as well, we can't go without talking about James Tavernier, who joined in 2015. He's been at Ibrox for 5 years now. He's made 171 appearances, scoring 36 goals at right back. He is the current Rangers captain. He's also played for the likes of Sheffield Wednesday, Carlisle United, Gateshead, Newcastle United, MK Dons, Shrewsbury, Rotherham, Wycombe, Wigan. He didn't play for Wycombe, did he? He didn't play for Wycombe. I'm an idiot. Let's just say he's played for a lot of clubs. He's now the Rangers captain. He's been there for 5 years, and he's impressed, obviously, as well over at right back. Now, this is obviously only my first match preview I've ever done, so if you did enjoy this one, make sure you do leave a like and subscribe. If you want to watch the game live, I'm not going to be doing a watch-along, mainly because that's just not something I'm interested in doing. I like to watch a couple other people's, the likes of Alex Griffins and Thogdads, but I just couldn't do that. I can sit there for 2 hours and talk about the game, and I just want to, you know, chill out. Don't know what I'm doing to watch the game. It is on Premier Sport, and I think Coventry will be doing a stream for overseas fans as well. I know a few of you guys are overseas, so that's that. I'm not going to do a score prediction. I'll probably do the score predictions in other games, but honestly, for me, I want Coventry to win. They are my team, but if we lose, it's a friendly. I'm not too much bothered, and I do quite like Rangers. I have said that I've got a big soft spot for them. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you do leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.